If I was you, Andy, I wouldn't worry myself to death about this thing.
Oh, I ain't worried about the thing. All I want to do is just get everything fixed up in my own head, you see.
But what is you gonna talk about now?
Well, the thing is that I've been thinking about is too deep for the brothers. I was going to talk about ancient geography. You see, that's way back.
That's way back, huh?
Yeah, I could start out and tell the brothers about the Constitution of the United States, but them brothers are so dumb. When I tell them that George Washington signed the Constitution, they wouldn't even know what I was talking about.
Well, if I was you,
That's enough now. If you was me, you'd be somewhere. You'd be making the speech. Amos, as I see the situation, the brothers expecting me to tell them something that's good. Of course, I gotta be like all speakers. I gotta have something funny in there, too.
why don't you tell them how you run the taxi cab company? That's funny.
Don't get sarcastic now. Don't get sarcastic.
All you gotta do is let them know that you was running for the whale, and let them know that I was running for the swordfish, and you ought to say something about the kingfish running to get elected again, you know.
I got a few notes here.
You ain't been signing notes again, is you?
No, no. This is for the speech, Amos.
Well, what have you got down there?
Well, the first thing I got down here, tell 'em who I is and how I got where I is.
You mean tell them how you got down to the lodge hall?
Oh.
Well, what you gonna tell them? How you got where you is? What you mean?
I'm going to start out and say, gentlemen, before I deliver the speech,
Before you delivers it, huh?
Amos, just keep your big mouth shut a minute, will you? And try to learn something.
All right, go ahead. You know what I wish I had right now? I was hungry.
What you wish.
I wish I had a good bowl of Brunswick stew.
We ain't had no Brunswick stew since we left Georgia. I ain't never seen none of it up here.
Well, there ain't no use to wish for nothing that you ain't got. Go on with the speech.
What do you want to start talking about something to eat for? Now you got me hungry.
Well, go on with the speech. Let me hear what you're gonna say.
I'm going to say, brothers, before I deliver the speech, I want to tell you something about myself.
I know you was gonna do that. I know that.
When I was born, I didn't have no more idea of going in the taxi cab business than you did. But I started thinking of the great future.
You started thinking when you was born, huh?
Wait a minute now, wait a minute.
Go
Amos.
ahead, go ahead.
Brothers, anything that you think you is, or that you think you ain't, don't make no difference.
That's good, ain't it?
Let us analyze the situation.
You do it. I was tired. I've been driving the taxi cab all day.
I ain't talking to you. This here's what I'm saying to the brothers.
Go ahead. I'll listen to you.
And I'm going to hold out my finger like this and point at them, you see. Here's something that I got out of magazine today. You too can do it. Then I unlaxes.
How come you do that?
When I say them words, Amos, you too can do it. That's a big strain on me.
It is, huh? Why don't you leave that out if it's gonna strain you?
What I want to leave that line out for. That's one of the big things of the speech. Let them know that they can do it the same as I is.
Do what?
Work your way from a baby up to where I is.
Yeah, but you ain't got nothing now, is you?
Amos, that's just the trouble with you. It ain't no use for me to argue with you, though.
Well, go on, say what you're gonna say, Andy.
Well, then, after I do that, you see, I unlaxes again. Like this. Look here.
You just loosen up, don't you?
Yeah. And then after I unlaxes, I says, brothers, let us touch virology.
How much you gonna touch him for?
If the brothers is as dumb as you is, Amos, they ain't none of them gonna know what I was talking about.
Well, you say things, Andy, but don't nobody know nothing about what you're saying.
Amos, I've got to let the brothers know that if I was going to get the job as whale, that I got to be smart to get it. But then when I say big words, that lets them know that I am smarter than they is.
Well, go on, say what you're going to say. I was hungry.
Brothers, Andrew Brown, you will excuse me for calling my name out, but I want to let you know how come I is here before you.
What you looking at on that piece of paper?
I was looking to see what come next. I got George Washington down here. Now I gotta work him in with me, you see.
First thing you know, you're going to be in the boat with him crossing the ocean.
We turns back to the time that George Washington fought the Battle of Waterloo.
Water who?
Waterloo. There was a man that was somebody. There was a man that was somebody.
That was sort of puts a strain on you too, don't it?
Well, it didn't put me under the heavy strain that the other thing did.
Mm-hmm.
Now I steps back and I sort of squat, like I getting ready to jump at him, you see.
Or play leapfrog.
And then I comes up like this, like a lion.
Like you was lying.
No, I say like a lion.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
Then I say, brothers, the time has come when the officers of this lodge must be elected U-Rammers.
There's you rambles again.
I have no record. I have no, what is I short of right now?
Money is the main thing.
Yeah, I can't let them know that, though.
No, you don't want to let them know that you was flat.
Something that I want to tell them, that let them know that I is just running on the ticket of what I is, you see.
Mm-hmm.
Something that I ain't got none of. Now, let me see here.
Pigeons?
Pigeons. What kind of pigeons?
You ain't got no kind of pigeons. Canary bird, you ain't got none of them things.
No, Amos. I got it. Brothers, I is running on the straight brains ticket. I is running for the whale. And if I is elected, I will cooperate.
On who?
Wait a minute, Amos. Brothers, if I is elected, I will run the Mystic Knights of the Sea. I will run 'em.
Out of business.
Wait a minute, Amos.
Well, go ahead and say what you're going to say.
Now, here's something that I'm going to tell them that'll make them think that I is somebody.
Mm-hmm.
Brothers, after I is elected, I want you to come up to me and call me brother. I want you to feel that I ain't no better than you is. Forget about me being the president of a big company, but look at me just as a member of the lodge.
That's the best thing you done say, 'cause that's all you is.
Amos, I'm going to relive a speech that the brothers will never forget.
Well, I'm glad I ain't got to make no speech.
Oh, maybe that's the kingfish. Come in.
Well, hello there, landlord.
Hello, boys. Hello, how are you? Here's a special delivery for you, Amos.
All right.
Oh.
Hand it to me here.
There it is.
Ain't this something?